Welcome to the first post-game show of this Connecticut season. It's a summer season. It's going to be a good one. We got 10 teams. We got some returning teams. Just want to first give a shout out to a team not coming back. That is Yaga, our defending champs from our last session. So we got an open bracket. We got a bunch of teams that are kind of ready to compete and ready to see if they could take the crown. I mean, it's the throne's open. We have a few Yaga faces sprinkled throughout the league, but I got Chris. Everyone knows Rudzinski. Got three-time champ. Used to hold the assist record. What has Chris not done in this league? How you doing, Rudzinski?
What I've not done is I never won a chip with you, Greg.
All right. Well, you're not wrong, but maybe it's
I
because I
wish
didn't play with Mike Davis.
maybe we'll have to make a comeback, Greg.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, hey, you actually led me a nice there. Just want to also shout out Cameron and Nick. Welcome these two, and you're going to hear from them shortly because we're going to get into team that wants to be a Legacy League champion again, and that's the Flint Tropics going against a team that's coming back. A few guys from Snipe Squad are back with Tim Case and Angelo. And the Flint Tropics welcomed Snipe Squad back into this league. They took them out 102-71. It was a smoke show. They smacked them and they rolled them around. I'm going to go over to Chris. He says he has some things to say to Flint. Flint Nation, baby, we ride. I'm just going to say that before Chris does whatever he does. So go at him, Chris. Have fun.
I mean, at the end of the day, I have nothing but respect for Flint, but it's the same old thing, man. They win by 30, what pretty much, right? Regular season game. It's classic regular season Flint. They did their thing, when Fink and Bizzuto and they had four guys in double figures. I mean, Fink looked back in MVP form. Shout out to Snipe Squad. Tim Case is always fun to watch. But yeah, I mean, I liked what saw from Flint, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because they have to do it when it counts this season. They'll go undefeated again, and let's see if they can make it past Reggie and the guys this time.
Yeah, I mean, well said. Yeah, Flint obviously last year was our one seed, and then they ended up losing in the semifinals. Matt Fink, one of their best players, had the flu. It's a lot of stuff. But Cameron, I'll go over to you. What'd you see in this one? How did Flint get the W?
Yeah, so I think in this game, more so than any other matchup we saw that night, I think there was a clear difference between age and size of the two teams. I think Snipe Squad, they put up a great fight. They made a lot of shots. It was a high scoring game, but they were simply a lot younger and smaller than a lot of the players on Flint Tropics, which really helped them defensively, holding off the Snipe Squad. Number 0, Matt Fink, led the team with 39 points. I think also they were just simply making more shots. As you can see in their field goal percentages are just wildly high. I think they opened out the season with great energy, as did Snipe Squad, but I think the age, experience, and skill of Flint Tropics really shined in this game. It was a really high-scoring game, and they knocked him out 30 points, and I think that was awesome. I think they did great.
Yeah, no, couldn't agree more. Well said. Flint has been in this league literally since I was an intern in college. Like, I don't even know how many years, almost 10 years ago. So Flint, there definitely are. Snipe Squad will be back. This is a tough first game, tough first matchup. Joey loves to give some teams a nice hard first matchup. I don't know why. He should have done Run TMC Flint to start the year, but it is what it is. Shout out to my Flint boys. We got the job done, and let's move on. Snipe Squad, keep your head up. That's all I gotta say. Just keep your head up. We're gonna go to the next game, and it's another beatdown, and that was Street Ballers taking out Enterprises Elite. Street Ballers they cooked them. This was not even close. I mean, we can kind of breeze through this one. I just want to give a shout out to Rico. He came in. Looks like Rico's got a real team. Rico is just one of the best guys in this league, and he's a great basketball player, and I'm glad he's got some ballers with him. So, Nick, I'm going to go to you. What'd you see? How did the Street Ballers take down Enterprises Elite?
They ran them off the court. They had 6 guys score in double figures, and they played beautiful team basketball. They reminded me of the Indiana Pacers this year, especially running deep down court. Pascal Siakam had so many wide open layups off of makes, and that's exactly what they did. They out-rebounded them by 30. Also, Enterprise Elite only 1 assist throughout the entire game. So very, very ISO heavy. Josh Browdy took 23 shots, which was 15 more than the second best or second most on the team. As for Street Ballers, everything was evenly distributed. Benji Valentin, if I'm saying his name correctly, he was dishing out there. Rico Santiago, he was running the floor. It was just a beatdown, beautiful team basketball.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well said. It did remind you of the Pacers. I mean, Enterprise is elite. They'll be back, but this was not their night, and it was hot in that gym, and they just put it on them from the jump. So again, shout out to the Street Ballers. They look like they got a real team, and I'm excited to see what Street
And
Ballers can
just
do.
one quick last point: the second quarter, Street Ballers outscored them 25-3.
I mean, I think that says it all, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's just that's a beat down for them. And Street Ballers next week will have the Syndicate who are coming off a loss. So let's see what the Street Ballers. Street Ballers might start 2-0, and then they got Flint Tropics week 3. So that'll be a big start for them. Shout out to Street Ballers and Rico and the guys. They were doing their thing. But we're gonna get to the next game, which was a lot closer of a game. And that's Get Money versus NLMB. Get Money, obviously, has been in the finals a few of the past seasons. Have not gotten over the hump. Last year they lost Tyron McCray to injury, and it doesn't look like he'll be back this year. But I mean, this was a normal Get Money game. You had Kyle Davis, very efficient, doing his thing. That's what Kyle does. He's one of the best scorers we've ever seen in this league. Nas, let me tell you something. This kid is a problem. He was flying out there, and I think he brings an element to this Get Money team that they never had, which is just a big guy. And he's a big guy who can throw it down. He plays great defense. And they added a few big guys like DeMar Whitaker. And I like what I see from this Get Money team. NLMB, they'll be back. They'll be good. They didn't really have it today, and they didn't really have a answer for the size of Get Money, and maybe not the size, but the athleticism. But Chris, I'm going to go to you. I know you know this Get Money team well. You played them in the finals yourself. What do you think about this
Um,
new look Get Money squad?
I, I just wish they had Tyron, because I feel like that will probably never be at their full potential without him. I think obviously anybody could beat anybody in this league on any given night, so they are a championship contender. But I just think without Tyron, it's gonna be tough. He's one of those guys that would kind of put them over. But like you said, the addition of a couple big guys is really what they've been missing over their first few seasons. This has got to be season 4 for them.
4. Yeah, 4.
So yeah, so they made 2 finals. I think this team is destined to at least make another semifinals run. When you have one of the best players in the league, I'd say at least top 3 players in the league, and Kyle Davis, you always have a chance to go at anybody. I remember last season, I'm pretty sure he almost beat Flint by himself. They lost kind of at the end. Um, but yeah, NLMB should be pretty solid again. Dante Hodge had 35 points, but it seems like there's somebody's missing from that team. What I noticed, I think what was his name? Oh, Andrew Murray, right? Was his
Yep,
name?
Andrew Murray, AirPod
Yeah,
Drew, right?
AirPod Drew is missing from this team. I think that's a big loss for them. As you can see in the stats, only they had 3 guys in double figures, but only 5 scored, and 2 of them had 3 points combined. So as me and Greg have learned in the past, that's not really a winning formula when you have one guy scoring a bunch of points and everybody else kind of not really doing much. Kind of light it up esque right there with
Amen.
Chris Rosario. Um, but yeah, I think this Get Money team is one of the deepest teams in the league, and it should be them. They're got to be one of at least them, Flint, and TMC are probably the favorites right now to win.
Yeah, no, I agree. And just so you guys, it's a good time for the interns to learn. Kyle Davis is someone you'll see a lot of. Kyle Davis, when he gets hot shooting from three, I mean, he does not miss. And like Chris said, they played Flint last year. They were undermanned, and I mean, they took him down to the wire. Kyle Davis is someone who, anytime you're on HD, just and he's got the ball, just be ready
Yeah,
because
he's
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 probably
uh
the best scorer I've ever seen in this league.
He's I want to say he did win Finals MVP.
Yeah.
He was with Yaga, so
Yep.
it's always a possibility. And
Yeah, that's what KD does.
they only lost in the TMC in the finals by like 2 on that miracle shot by Eric Langston. So they're always gonna fight.
Yeah, I mean, it is a fight. And shout out Eric Langston. We want to see him back for Run TMC. But shout out to the Get Money boys. Shout out NLMB. They just got to figure out their rotations and figure out a few things, without AirPod Drew there because he was a phenomenal player last year. So they'll figure it out. They'll keep pushing. But shout out to those guys. They'll be back. They're one of the better teams in this league. But moving on to the best game of the night, that was Lux Gang versus Lord's Army. And Lux Gang took them down 68-67. And we had a Jason Hernandez masterclass. I felt like I was an intern again. I felt like oh my God. I mean, Jason Hernandez had
The
31
throne
points.
days.
Literally the throne days. I'll never this is unbelievable. But this was a phenomenal game. This really came down to free throws. It was really back and forth. I remember I went over to Connor around the third or fourth, and he said that Lux Game had about a 15-point lead, and then Lord's Army brought it all the way back. And then I obviously, watching Jason Hernandez hit a huge three going down the stretch. And then he got fouled with about 4 or 3 seconds left. He made 2 of 3 free throws, and we went to overtime. Or we would have went to overtime, excuse me. And then he just kind of couldn't close it out there. But I mean, Lux Gang, I like what I see for this team. They seem like they're having fun out there. They're playing with a lot of grit. Trevon Jones had 38. If he can keep this up, if he can, drop 38 against a team like Lord's Army that has a lot of vets in this league, we'll see what we can get. I mean, these are two teams I think that are in the mid pack, and one of them maybe can take a jump. But Nick, I know you were there. You were sitting courtside seeing all this. How did Lux Gang close this out and take Lord's Army out?
Well, first of all, it was a miracle they were able to win because they were only playing 5 guys. They only had 5 guys, 4 on the court, 1 on the bench. I know they were getting a little frustrated with the officiating during the game as well, but the biggest lead they had wasn't 15. It wasn't that big. It never got to double figures. It was like 7 or 8 points, and it was very back and forth. I mean, it just came down to missed free throws at the end, some clutch free throw making by Trevon Jones, and keep in mind he is a big, big human being. Not very tall, but he's very strong. And he just dominated the paint. No one could hold him one-on-one.
Yeah, I remember before the game seeing him. He's yoked. I mean, he is a big guy. I don't know who in the paint is going to get in front of him. I know Eric Langston kind of is very similar in that type of just body frame where you go down low and what are you going to do? You're not pushing him around and he can jump. And hey, shout out Lux Gang. I mean, they're getting their first game of the year. They're coming out getting a dub. Lord's Army's got champions on their team like Jay Velez, Jason Hernandez, Randy Kahn.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Lord's Army, they went 5 of 13 from the free throw line, while Lux Gang went 11 of 12. And
that's the difference.
Free throws. Got to make your free throws.
Got to make your free throws.
Greg, I got something. On this. I actually have a question for you first. Are any of these guys? Is this Lux Games all brand new, right? I don't think we've seen these guys before.
All new. That was their first time ever playing.
But I just want to say this. Obviously, shout out to my guy Jason Hernandez, Jason Yaga Hernandez. 31 points, 8 threes. I mean, what more could you ask from him? He had a phenomenal game. I just want to say from this perspective for Lord's Army, I think for them to be successful, I think we got to see more from Randy, and you need at least 2 or 3 threes from Jay Velez if this team is gonna get over the hump. I think that it was a tough showing, maybe a little championship hangover for those guys. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Jason Hernandez, when he gets hot, he's one of the best shooters in the league. Great playmaker when he's comfortable on his team. Seemed like he was very comfortable on this roster. But besides that, this team is going to take a lot of threes, and if they get hot, they could compete with pretty much anybody, I'd say.
I also want to give a quick shout out to Hakeem Trueheart. He had 15 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. When I was watching, I thought he might end up with the triple-double, and considering that games are only 40 minutes running clock, he was pretty close. Got to keep the turnovers down. He had 6 of them, but he had a big control over the game, especially in the first half.
No, that's a good point too, and especially you can tell, especially in this league, like you said, the clock's moving. Just to have your fingerprints on a bunch of different aspects of the game is something big. And again, I'm going to say it again. Shout out Lux Gang. I'm excited to see what they got. who they got next week? Lux Gang. They got Get Money next week, so that's going to be a real test.
And I believe True Heart had the game-winning steal with like 2 seconds left.
It's the little things. It's the little things that get the
Little
job done.
things.
and
No, but Greg, as you know, coming into this league and not having really any experience playing on 8.5 foot rims like this,
oh yeah,
it's impressive to come in and beat a Lord's Army team that's been in the semifinals at least once or twice and has some experience, probably playing at least 5 seasons in this. I think this is season 5 for these guys.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
and like
Champions.
guys like Hernandez and all these guys have played before. So
Yeah,
that's a great win for Lux Gang.
yeah.
I
I
know they felt a
agree.
little disrespected on the power rankings I saw on one of the posts this morning because they had Lord's Army in front of them and they were like, "Hey, we beat them. Why are they in front of us still?"
Yeah,
So shout out to those guys.
I agree. I agree. I'm not no love the Lord's Army's guys, but I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid for Lord's Army yet. They're gonna have to prove it to me. I don't see it. I think Lux Gang I saw a lot from. So we're gonna move
Well,
on to the next one too. What? You got
I'm
something?
just gonna say with Lord's Army, it seems to be the trend for them, kind of underachieving. I feel like we
Mm,
felt that a lot last season. So we'll see
definitely
what
last
happens.
year. No, I agree. And they got good players. They got Jake Morales is electric. So we'll see what they can do. But speaking of electric player, it was the Reggie Stewart show in our last game once again. We got a new team back, the Syndicate, but their new team. I say back because it's like a mix mash of a few players. We got obviously Alex Rivera back. And then we got some new faces on Syndicate with Devontae Whitehurst and Eric Moore and Mikey Fuller, and they were looking pretty good out there. But Run TMC, I mean, stop me if you heard this before. Reggie Stewart had a phenomenal game, 33 8-8. He's all over, just like Nick was talking about from Lux Gang. Reggie, same exact thing. He's all over. He does everything for Run TMC. He's their engine. He's their heart, however you want to put it. And when Eric Singleton's shooting 90% from the field, they're going to be a hard team to beat, especially now that they got Dave Armstrong. Dave Armstrong's one of the best defenders we have in this league, and he's one of the most efficient players, probably the most efficient player ever in this league, and that's what Run TMC is going to do. So I'm going to go to Cameron and then Nick, and then Chris, you can let us know your thoughts on TMC, but Cameron first, then Nick. What did you see? How did Run TMC and the commish take out Syndicate?
Yeah, so definitely for those of viewing who didn't get to watch the game, don't be fooled by the final score. The Syndicate definitely put up a crazy fight. We even have, I don't even know if it ended up counting, but we had a half court shot that was made by the Syndicate. I was like looking back in the film trying to shout out the exact player who made that. They fought through an injury as well. They definitely held their own. There was a little bit of discourse with the ref in that game. Our refs are awesome, but there was definitely a lot of emotion from the teams and the audience about things going down, calls being made. But yeah, I think they're, like you said, Greg, Devontae, Eric, and Mikey, they were just hitting those 3-pointers, and I think that really carried that game, really helped them get like that high scores. I think they played really well, but in the end, I think because they're new, I think they couldn't quite hold out against Run TMC, but it was still a great game to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Nick, hit me. What did you see in this one?
Syndicate had a lot of fouling problems. They had 21 personal fouls, gave up 26 free throws, and of course Reggie Stewart. Within the first 3 minutes of the game, he hit 2 or 3 3-pointers, and I just had a feeling that he was gonna try and go for 40, 33 8-8. Had his footprint all over the game, and it seemed like the Syndicate ran out of gas a little bit, missing a lot of shots they were making before in the first and second quarter. And but you know, they are able to keep their fouling in check. It should be all right, and hopefully Run TMC doesn't shoot 50% from the line when they take 26 free throws in their next game.
Yeah, no, that 50% from the line and 26 free throws is unlike Run TMC, and that's going to be big, especially when they play, a Get Money or a Flint. You're going to have to hit your free throws against Flint because what does Flint do, Chris? They foul a shit ton. So I'm going to kick it over to Chris. What did you see from your longtime rival Joey Zacco in this game?
Oh, I didn't see anything from Joey Zacco. He had no points, but we won't talk about that. All respect for Joey. I don't know. 26 free throws seems like a little much for a commission run team. I don't. He's sending the refs the checks in the mail.
26-2.
Yeah, it's a little free throw. Yeah, like Nick said, they were fouling a little much, but were they fouling that much more? I don't know. No, but I mean, shout out to the syndicate for coming out and trying to punch Run TMC in the mouth. Run TMC obviously very short-handed. A lot of their two of their main scorers on this season were not there, as you'll see that. That's I think 8 championships combined between Pratt and Eric weren't there.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's see how many games they show up to. But yeah, I mean, anytime you give Reggie Stewart a chance to play like this, run CMC, there's not many teams that could stop them. As you've seen in the past, your Flint boys have run into this a few times, and but yeah, when if Eric Singleton plays like that, there's not many teams that can beat this team. 12 of 13 from the field, 28 points, very efficient. Because a lot of the times, if he's not efficient, that's when we've seen Run TMC fall. No disrespect there, but yeah, I expected to see a little more from Joey in his one game that he gets in Connecticut every year. 0 for 4. I was expecting at least a couple threes so he could put himself in the 3-point montage. Um, but yeah, Run TMC kind of just hung in there, closed out the game. We've seen it before, Greg. I mean, I don't know. We got to see who shows up.
yeah.
I'm looking at this roster now. I see Pooch on there. I see Pratt. I see Will Hudson wasn't there and Eric Langston. So see if these guys show up and see what they got.
Yeah, I mean, those are some. I mean, Eric Langston, you got Pratt. Like
It's
again,
gonna be a very
big pieces.
loud team. Let's just say. Never
Yep.
seen
Once everyone shows up, that will
it,
be
and
cinema.
and can Pratt ever play in this league without one of these all-time great players like Reggie or Mike? I don't know what's going on there. There's always one of these 2,000 point scorers that he's got to be along with. So
Very true. Reggie Stewart does have 2,000 points, career points. So, like Nick said, Nick knew when he saw Reggie come out, he's trying to go for 40, and Reggie will do that every night.
yeah, oh yeah, I've seen him go for 40 a few times.
Yeah, going for 40 against me probably. But hey, anything else from any of you? You got any messages, any hot takes for the league? You want to call a player out?
I got you.
No. Yeah, you got one, Chris?
I got two guys I want to call out here.
Okay.
I want to call it Reggie. We talked a
Okay.
lot of shit last season towards me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was
Mm-hmm.
right. So Reggie, I expect you to close the deal this season. There's no Yaga there, and you got these Yaga guys on your team.
True.
And I want to call out Flint because
Mm.
I mean, there's not much more I have to say. Flint, I don't want to see these whatever the win in the fucking post game shows. I want you guys to shut up off season, and I want you to prove me wrong because I think you guys are going to choke again when it counts.
Well, I mean, that's a mic drop. I think we should just end it there. That's perfectly said. I mean, look, I ride for Flint, but I don't agree with Chris, but I do understand, the got to get the job done here. Flint, I
Hey,
think Flint's the clear best team this year.
their one championship came in the season that Mike Davis was in jail, so more like the Lakers bubble
He's not
chip.
wrong. He's not wrong, but again, my Flint boys are gonna get the job done this year. I know it, and I can envision it, and I can see it. But hey, this was a great post game show. Cameron, Nick, I appreciate you guys coming on. Rudzinski, as always, the 3-time champ, former assist record holder, and kind of the Skip Bayless of Legacy Leagues. I don't know. We'll work on a comparison, but
I don't know about
but
Skip, but you're getting there.
we're getting there. But for me, Greg Horne, shout out Connor and Joey and everyone. And we'll be back for week 2. We got some good games. Appreciate you all. And see you later.